everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Elizabeth stitch, which is one of those classic, very popular crochet stitches. I believe I did a tutorial on this stitch years ago, but I wanted to do a refresher and also connect this to my website. So you will find the free written pattern for the Elizabeth stitch on richtexturescrochet.com, and it's linked directly in the description of this video. This is the Elizabeth stitch. It is a very popular stitch, and it is so easy to see why. It has a nice rhythm to it when you work it, which you're going to see as we get going here. It's also quite thick and has this beautiful, beautiful texture. It's just a great all-around stitch for blankets, bags, washcloths, crochet garments, really anything at all. There's a little bit of stretch to it, but not very much, maybe more going in the vertical direction than the horizontal, and it's the same on both sides. Today for the tutorial, we're going to be using a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook. This is a birchwood hook by Rowan Yarn. You'll find a link to this item in the description of the video, as well as the yarn. Today I'll be working with the Basic Stitch Anti-Peeling Yarn by Lion Brand. This is a 100% acrylic weight yarn, and a 100% acrylic yarn with a worsted weight, and you'll find again that linked down in the description along with that direct link to the written instructions. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around. This channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. Now our stitch today is worked in rows, so you're going to start by making a slip knot. You're then going to work a foundation chain, and for your foundation chain today you're going to need a multiple of 4 stitches. So today we're just going to go ahead and chain 24. Once you have that foundation chain worked, you're going to begin row 1 by working this texture right off the bat, and we're going to start by working a bean stitch into the 4th chain from our hook. This Elizabeth stitch is sometimes referred to as the bean stitch, and this is why. So we're going to skip the first 3 stitches, and then into that 4th chain from your hook, insert your hook, yarn over and draw up a loop, then yarn over again, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. You'll then have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. That is your bean stitch. Next, you're going to chain 1, skip the next chain stitch, and into the next stitch work a bean stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop. With 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and draw through all 4 loops. You are going to repeat that all the way across. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and work a bean stitch into your next chain. Chain 1, skip 1, and bean stitch into your next chain. Repeat this all the way across. When you come all the way across, you're going to finish off with this chain 1, skip 1, and then work a bean in that final stitch. You're then going to chain 3 and turn your work. Now for row 2, You're going to skip this first bean stitch and into the next chain 1 space, work a bean stitch. So you're just working into the space that's underneath that chain space. Chain 1, skip the next bean stitch, and into the next chain 1 space, work 1 bean stitch. You're going to repeat that all the way across. Chain 1, skip the next bean stitch, and work a bean into your next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip 1, bean into your next chain 1 space. You can see how you can get into quite a nice rhythm with this stitch. And as you're working into your chain 1 spaces, there's not too much thought needed as far as where you need to insert your hook. So you're just inserting it into that chain 1 space. You're continuing all the way across, working your bean stitches into the chain 1 spaces, then chaining 1, skip 1. When you come all the way across, you'll have a bean stitch and your chain 3 remaining. You're going to skip that bean stitch and simply work your bean stitch into the final chain 3 space. Then at the end of row 2, chain 3 and turn your work. As for the repeat in this pattern, that is it. You're simply going to repeat that row 2, beginning with the skip the first bean, work a bean stitch into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, skip 1, bean stitch all the way across until you come to that chain 3 space. In that chain 3 space, you will work your final bean stitch, then chain 3 and turn your work. That is it for the wonderful Elizabeth stitch. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I invite you to subscribe. If you happen to make something with this stitch and share it on social media, be sure to tag Rich Textures Crochet. I always love to come by and admire your projects. If you're looking for a project to work with using this bean stitch, you may wish to check out my ever popular Elizabeth beanie, and you will have seen that linked in the cards of this video. So once again, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.